After understanding the concept of hypoglycemia, the type of hypoglycemia and urine metabolism, today we are going to understand the definition of gout and its etiology. Okay, so here we define the gout. Gout can be defined as a heterogeneous clinical spectrum of hypoglycemia, that is the elevation of uric acid. We have seen that the uric acid is basically elevated from its baseline value, that is greater than 7 mg per dl. Then acute arthritis. Whenever we are having the elevation of uric acid in the blood, it tends to accumulate there inside the joint. Here we have seen the diagram that this is the outer line, that is the joint capsule, inner green line, that is the synovial membrane. Inside that we are having the synovial fluid. So whenever we are having the excess of the uric acid tends to go inside in a form of MSU, monosodium urate crystals. They are not alone inside, they are being engulfed by the local leukocytes. So here mainly we are having MSU crystals which are surrounded by the leukocytes. The major type of the leukocytes we are having, that is the neutrophil. Okay, so ultimately it is responsible for neutrophilic elevation locally. And that condition is mainly responsible for the inflammation of the joint. So ultimately the patient is coming up with the acute arthritis. Whenever the inflammation gets increased, the patient is coming up with the more pain. Then MSU deposition, monosodium urate crystal deposition in tissues and around the joints. Surrounding the joints, we can see that bone-to-bone connection is made up by the ligaments and bone-to-muscles connection is made up by the tendons. So this particular MSU crystals can deposit inside the ligaments as well in the tendons and responsible for the inflammation of those particular tissues. In that condition, it is known as tophy. MSU crystal deposition inside these tissues, ligament, tendons, and even inside the cutaneous tissue is described as tophy deposition. Then next one, that is interstitial renal disease. This excess of the uric acid can deposit inside the renal interstitium. The other part, that is vasa recta, which is the Henle of loop of Henle, blood vessels. The blood vessels which is surrounding the loop of Henle, they are also getting affected by the uric acid, as well the interstitial of the renal system. Also the convoluted tubules as well the collecting duct can also be obstructed by the uric acid and ultimately leads to uric acid nephrolithiasis. So in the definition we can write entire this clinical spectrum. So ultimately the gout condition is coming up this heterogeneous clinical spectrum of hypoglycemia, that of the acute arthritis, mostly acute monoarthritis, that is mostly the involvement of single joint, then MSU deposition in the form of tophy, and last is the renal complication. So this is the definition. Now epidemiology. As such, it is said that the gout is the disease of king as well the king of the disease. Why king of the disease? Because it is coming up with the multiple complications. It is very prevalent and it is responsible for the multiple complications, clinical complications, renal problem, the problem in the locomotion, and that is why it is known as the king of the diseases. Why disease of the king? Because it is mainly associated with the diet habit. Whenever the person is having more excess habit of the alcohol consumption and that of the non-vegetarian diet, it is mainly responsible for the gouty arthritis. And that is why we can correlate that there is a high incidence of this particular disease in Western countries. Also, it is high in male population, as the habit of alcohol is very high in male population, and that is why it is 7 to 9 times more prevalent in male population compared to that of the female population. Here we can have the difference between the gout and rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is very prevalent in female population, while gout is very prevalent in male population. And next one, it is prevalent in elderly as well in the middle-aged population, and also in post-menopausal women population, it is also very prevalent condition. So that is all about the epidemiology. And last, very important thing, that is the highlight of etiology. How exactly the uric acid elevation takes place and ultimately results into the gouty arthritis. So fundamentally there are two basic causes. One is overproduction of uric acid leads to hyperuricemia, and another is renal dysfunction, which is responsible for the under excretion of the uric acid, also leads to hyperuricemia. Okay, so which are the basic fundamental cause for the overproduction of uric acid? One of the major one, that diarrheic urines. Whenever we are having excess of the protein rich diet, whenever we are having the excess of the ethanol ingestion, that is mainly responsible for the high level of the purines. Ultimately we are having more and more turnover of the AMP and GMP. Ultimately that will lead to excess of the uric acid, leads to hyperuricemia, and ultimately the gouty arthritis. Very importantly, another is few of the enzymatic imbalance. One of the major enzyme that we have seen in the mechanism of the purine metabolism, that is HGPR. We know the name, that is hypoxanthine guanine phosphoriglycoside transferase. That is the fundamental key enzyme for the recycling of the AMP and GMP. Whenever we are having the deficiency of HGPRD, it is not able to recycle AMP and GMP. We are having excess of the adenine and guanine, which are ultimately converting into xanthine and last into the uric acid. That is responsible for the elevation of the uric acid there in the blood, leads to gouty arthritis. Another enzyme, that is PRPP phosphoriglycoside pyrophosphate synthetase, that is mainly enzyme responsible for purine and pyrimidine synthesis. So whenever we are having this enzyme excess in our body, it is responsible for excess synthesis of purine, and ultimately it is responsible for the excess level of the uric acid. And also few of the disease conditions. As such, multiple disease conditions are responsible, that we will cover in the next lecture. But major we can consider, that is the cancer, we can say myeloproliferative disorder. In that, the major condition we can consider, that is leukemia. And in leukemia, we are having the malignant cells in the circulatory system, and they are very in excess. So whenever there would be the turnover of these cells, there would be the more and more RNA, DNA to be turnover, and that is why ultimately there would be more level of adenine and guanine, and they are converting back into the uric acid, and that is responsible for the hyperuricemia and ultimately the gouty arthritis. So we can conclude that in the condition like leukemia or lymphoma, the gouty arthritis is a very common complication. On the other hand, other condition, that is under excretion. Uric acid is not basically synthesized more, but it retained in the body circulatory system for more period of time, and that is why it tends to accumulate in the joint and renal system. And the major responsible thing, that is the chronic renal disease, chronic kidney disease. In that we are having the consistent low GFR level, which is responsible for the less elimination of the uric acid outside the body and responsible for the gouty arthritis condition. In next lecture, we will see which are the other different disease conditions, as well the drugs responsible for the gouty arthritis, along with the detailed pathophysiology. Thank you.